I just got my dream car! I got every exact feature I wanted and nothing more, saving me tons of cash. All because I factory ordered my car from Langley Chrysler. I was nervous at first when Nav suggested ordering, but when he explained all the advantages, I knew I had to.
You'll get exactly what you want. You'll save tons of money on unwanted features. You'll get the best discounts available from now until when the Jeep comes in. And you're getting access to the exclusive colors and trim options, which normally you wouldn't even see.
It was the best decision I've made. I'm gonna keep this car forever.
Don't settle. Get your dream car. Get in touch to see your exclusive options for a factory order at Langley Chrysler.
Hello, everybody. And thank you for joining us on Kaur's Korner Lok Ki Gange. I am one of your hosts. My name is Gurpreet Kaur. And to my right, I have Raman Kaur. And this is Karen Kaur. And we have decided to start this podcast. And today we're going to tell you all about why we decided to do it. But before we do, we'll give you guys quick introductions about who we are. We'll start with Karen.
Yeah, so I'm a teacher. I'm 32 years old. Age is nothing but a number, so I'm not scared to say it. Been teaching for a few years. And yeah, I'm a woman who's in her 30s who is just discovering herself, I think. Yeah.
Love it. Raman, let's hear about you.
Same. I am 32 years old, almost there. And I'm also a teacher. I teach high school. Fun, right? I had a day today with them. Jeez. So I'm not married, so also being in your 30s, oh my God, that's so taboo. I can't believe I'm not married yet.
Love it.
It's okay, Raman. I'm married and there's always something else. But you don't have kids. So there's always something, right, guys?
Oh, wait, but I do have a kid and I still hear stuff, so it never ends. A little bit about me. My name is Gurpreet and I work for the Ministry of Health. And we decided to do a show that was based on all of those taboo topics that you hear in the Punjabi community, especially being a woman. And so our whole vision was about lok ki gange, like the stuff that we want to talk about, the topics that we want to discuss, they were all meant to cause a disturbance in the community. And we really noticed how it already had an effect because we were given the opportunity to have our production done by a Punjabi channel. We were on TV and it was great while it lasted because we had a whole production team. We had our own, editors. Everything was done for us. It was lovely. But behind the scenes, we will share the reason why we left TV and decided to do our own podcast. And the biggest reason was we weren't able to be authentic. Lok ki gange meant that we can speak the truth, the whole truth, and nobody would stop us. But when your episodes magically disappear, that is censorship. We are not about that life.
Or go corrupt.
Files go missing.
Or the, sound didn't work. I don't know. It's hard to believe that they were not intentionally thrown away or some sort, because sometimes we would see the reactions that we would get from people that were there
While we were recording, mind you. Yeah.
Yeah. And it seems to be the episodes that were the ones that would potentially cause that disturbance, that trouble, I guess. Well, why do these things cause trouble? It's because a lot of people are stuck in the way of their thinking and it works against them, especially males.
Yep.
But it does end up being a whole patriarchy thing. Like, we talked about it. We were so excited to be in the media. We were like, oh my God, this is our chance. Like, we're going to be famous. Even though fame was never our goal.
No.
But it was just a joke. Like, oh my God, we're on TV. We're famous, right? And we end up being on TV. And we had a great mentor at the start. And, things just ended up fizzling out. And it wasn't our mentor's fault. Because she was, as long as she was there, she was with us. And she was helpful. But somehow this patriarchy idea just got in there, and women can't talk about this. The channel can't talk about that. People can't handle this. It's like, it's 2020
One?
I don't know, it's the pandemic. Yeah, 2021. We can handle it. Like, everyone's out here on Instagram, on Twitch, on YouTube, and everyone's talking about what they're going through, their experience. And everyone's trying to be authentic, but for some reason, we felt like our community was just still, for some reason, holding back, and like, not even just holding, like clutching and pulling. And it was a bit of a toxic environment.
Mm-hmm. You don't necessarily need to say anything either. Just those things. Like, no one directly said anything to us, by the way. It has nothing to do with that. It's just the indirectness that we noticed. And you start feeling uncomfortable. And you start feeling underappreciated. And we're putting a lot of our time and effort in this. We all have jobs. We all work for the government. Yes. Government jobs are known
This
to be...
we do for fun.
are known to be, okay, well, I feel like teaching is a very, very demanding profession, and so is yours, right? So what we do for the good of others, and this is also what we do for the good of others, because we've been through a lot of these situations and these circumstances, and we want to enlighten others and make others feel better and know that they're enough as how they are, that they don't need to change.
We're just not alone.
Not alone.
Right? Because, like, not even enlightened, but like, just talk about it to know that other people have gone through it.
Yeah.
And it's nothing to be ashamed of, because shame is so big, and it's not just the Indian community that hangs on to shame. It like controls our lives, basically. But there are a lot of other communities, and the more you hang on to shame, it's so toxic. So we need to just, this was our space to talk about it. And it's our therapy too.
Totally is. I think being authentic is what has changed all of our lives. It's like, why do we have to cover up our stories or what we're going through? Everybody's struggling. Everybody's struggling, just in a different way. And why can't people just be kind? The fact that you can't share what you're going through because you're afraid of being judged by others, that already shows that those people that you're afraid of being judged by don't care about you, because if they did, they would have never made you feel that way to begin with.
Well, they judge themselves 100%. More so than anything else. When people are judging you, guess what? They judge themselves more than they judge anyone else. So I actually feel bad being in their mind, right?
Totally.
Like, being in your own mind with your own thoughts, I feel bad for them, because wow, I would not want to be there, because that is a crappy place.
Sounds like a dark place.
Very, very dark place.
But yeah, we wanted to start the podcast because we just wanted our time to be appreciated and just kind of do it in our own way and not have people just watching us out of a corner judging our content. If you're a creator, you don't want people's judgment on your content. I know that's true.
We can openly talk about it all.
And we
marriage,
can do it with wine.
Yeah, with wine. Marriage, divorce, sex, co-parenting, abortion. We can talk about it all, and no one can stop us.
Yep.
And we can
Cheers, by the way. Cheers to our first episode.
Yay!
To us.
So if you did used to watch us on Channel Punjabi, or if someone in your family watched us on Channel Punjabi, you know a little bit about why we're not with that show now. We still say thank you to them, and we do have a good relationship with them. They did give us our initial opportunity, and we learned so much about production and how to set it up and how to set up interviews and just so many different components that go into interviewing. So it's always a good experience, but this is our space.
This is it. This is a new Kaur's Korner. And if you have any topic ideas, feel free to message us. We'd be happy to hear what you guys have to say, because obviously we're going to speak from our lens, but everyone's experience is different.
We'll also love to bring you on our show as well. I think everyone needs to be heard. I'm pretty sure we're not the only ones here, and it would make this show that much more, authentic, more valuable to other people when you see yourself on that, right? And I don't know, I can't imagine not being able to tell my story and sit behind and just watch others. Like, I am so empowered by the both of you. And thank you so much for everything you've done, because I wouldn't be here without you either.
We wouldn't be here without you either.
That feeling's 100% reciprocated.
Well, the best part is that one thing that we had a vision, and our vision was we refuse to bring professionals on our show. And the reason being, if you are a doctor or a psychologist or whatever other profession it is, a police officer, you have the insight from a professional point of view, but you don't have the insight of the person that's actually struggled. So if you did follow us with our TV show, we brought in actual gangsters. We brought in a mother of a son who died from gang violence. We brought in an actual drag queen, because those are the people whose stories need to be heard. We always hear in our media from the professionals. And we thought now we need to create a space for the people who are actually living these lives.
I mean, not to say we won't ever bring them in, but I don't think that's our focus.
Yes.
Right? So, because we want to hear the realness. Because I think sometimes as professionals, we hide our own truth as well. Especially, I don't know if you've experienced it, Karen, being a teacher. This, especially live on TV, oh, that would be looked so damn fun. But you know what? Part of me doesn't care anymore. Because the more real I am, the more my soul appreciates it, the more happier I am. Sometimes I do fear that judgment, the fear of it is always there. But I'm like, you know what? Forget it. I always have to tell myself, just let it be, because the people that care about me are going to stay, and they're not going to judge me.
No.
So.
So much to say. We have so many episodes coming up with so many cool stories, and we can't wait to share parts of our lives that will hopefully enlighten you and let you be able to share your story as well.
Our biggest goal is just to have an audience that we can connect with, and like Raman and Gurpreet said, if you feel like you have a story and you want to reach out to us and you'd like to be on the show, please do it. We're located in the Lower Mainland. We're in BC, Canada, proudly Canadian, proudly Indian. But there's a lot of things that our culture needs to improve on, and I think it's just something that takes courage, and it takes one person supporting and encouraging another person, and that's all we want to do. We all did it for each other, and we think people in our community could just be, they could be their true selves if they had that support and they had someone who listened to them.
Yeah. Well, our biggest takeaway from when we initially started was the fact that we're all young women. We're like born and raised here. You know, we come from good families, and the fact that we all had to struggle, you know, like emotionally, mentally, like we had to struggle through stuff that you would hope, you know, our generation wouldn't be struggling with. And then to think that we don't want to carry that on and then pass it along to now our children to struggle as well. So if we end that cycle now, like to our kids, nobody is judging you. Who are they to judge you, you know? And teach them that right from the get-go, instead of you better behave a certain way because so-and-so auntie is going to say this, or so-and-so is going to do this. That's what ruined us, you know?
Yeah.
We always have to be perfect.
Yeah.
I'm so happy that our kids don't have to be perfect. They can
Nobody
be themselves.
should. Nobody
There's no
should
such
be
thing.
perfect.
Part of being human is imperfection.
Yes.
I think when we strive to be perfect, it's damaging.
So
it's
damaging.
actually a lot of trauma, because, you know, growing up, all I wanted to do is be perfect, and I couldn't reach it, and because of that, it really put me down, and it really hammered down on my confidence. And over time, I'm like, you know what? I'm perfectly fine being imperfect.
I think a lot of us had that just growing up. For me, not so much trying to be perfect, but being accepted, I guess, by different people. How do you be accepted at school? How do you get accepted by your family? Extended family, like there's just so many rules, and you almost have to be a different person each time depending on where you are. And I think it just led to having like issues with trying to control things and anxiety and all that. And I know I'm not the only one. Like when I look at numbers for how many people are experiencing anxiety, I've just seen it go up and up year after year.
And that could also be related to the fact that we're actually vocal about it. You know, a lot of people probably struggled with all this. Like our parents, I'm sure, struggled with it, but it was hard for them to even speak about it, right? And now we're standing up and going, this is happening, and we're going to change something. So now when it comes to our kids, and we notice that we're able to help them right away, instead of waiting until they're in their like 20s and finding their own help, right?
Yeah.
But I think a lot of people still don't see that. A lot of them sadly live unauthentic lives, and they're constantly changing for others. And I see that with some of my friends still, and I'm like, please don't do that, because it's really sad, because all I know is like that you're not happy.
No.
You're not happy, and it's very visible. But you can pretend you're happy, but inside, are you really?
Yeah. So just thinking back, like this is our introduction episode. We just wanted to let you guys know who we are, why we're here, and not on Channel Punjabi anymore. Girls, what are you most excited about now that we're starting our journey in this way?
I'm excited to reach a different crowd. I feel like we're gonna get to now speak to our people, you know, like women, men, whatever, that are kind of in the same situations. And I think that's going to be a little bit different, because when we were on the channel, we were more geared towards educating our parents' generation, you know, and now we're going to get to really focus on the people that will change or are more open to it.
Everybody watches YouTube. Everyone has a phone. I think it's actually, in some ways, YouTube is more accessible. And even podcasts so much more accessible than trying to watch TV. Like,
I didn't even watch our own episodes because I don't even have the time to sit down and watch TV. To be honest, a lot of people don't. A lot of people don't. So a lot of people are actually asking, hey, do you have a podcast? Or would you start a podcast? I'm like, well, here it is.
Here it is. So give us some feedback. This is our episode 1. And once again, if you want to reach out to us, our email is kaurs.korner. That's KAURS.KORNER@hotmail.com. You can also follow us on Instagram and DM us at kaurs.korner. Trying to keep it
streamlined here.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for joining us, and we'll catch you next time.